First of all, if you don't mind me asking, you didn't by any chance run over Mick Malthouse's dog, did you?
I hope no one's run over Mick's dog.
What have you done to Mick?
I don't know. I just Mick's one of the great characters of the game, and sometimes he's happy, sometimes he's not, and we hope hope it's a good game tonight.
The goal line technology that he's talking about being introduced mid-year, does he have a point, or is it, or have you brought it in at the right time?
Well, they haven't brought it in; they're just trialling it. I guess I think everyone's been pretty consistent that they want even from AFL House want the match review or the goal review technology to improve and to get better. And I think the fact that they're trialling some new technology from Hawkeye that's been used recently in the Premier League and I think in the Gaelic thing, I think it's a little bit tough to understand how you could be criticised for trying to improve it, since that's all anyone wants. And they're trialling it in 3 games. So it's a trial to see if it can improve it, and I think that's reasonable, personally.
All right, Mick also had a go at you being quiet over the whole Essendon mess and the ASADA investigation. I know you're going to play a straight bat to a lot of the things I'm going to ask you today, but if a club came to you right now and they said, look, we've got a question mark over this drug, what's the AFL's position on AOD 9604? What would the AFL tell them?
The AFL had said we were working with ASADA to develop a definitive position on a number of things. Some of those are facts, some of those are legal assessments of drugs, and we're optimistic about having a conclusion in August. Yeah,
no, that's fine. I'm not talking about the investigation. I'm actually talking about the drug. If a club came to you and they said, hey, look, we've got a few questions...
You're talking about specifically about AOD?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's now known that AOD is one of the drugs that is potentially involved in the Essendon case.
Yeah.
And there is, I guess, an assessment being made, one, whether the players were given it.
Sure.
I know that people think there's been an admission, but I do think that we need to make sure that it's established that it was actually given or not.
Sure.
And then there's an assessment being made legally about its status. So those are the two things that are being done, and I think it's reasonable if another club came and asked that we would say that actually it's under consideration.
So with respect, I think you're talking about the investigation. I'm actually not. I'm saying if a club came to you and they said, look, we're thinking of sticking this in the players, can you give us the AFL's position because it's unclear? Can I put it in the player or not? What would the AFL's position be?
Our position would be no, without saying it definitely can't. We are getting, through ASADA, an assessment of the legal position on that, and you should wait until that assessment has been made as part of a different investigation.
Seems a bit odd, because it's not a new drug, is it?
I'm not going to comment any further than that, Justin.
Yeah.
I mean, but to answer your hypothetical question, that's what I think I'd say.
Well, it's not really a hypothetical question because it could happen. A club could ask you. I mean, if
that's why it's hypothetical.
If another club,
hasn't happened.
If another club wanted to know what the position of the drug, that's a pretty fair question. Because if they're able to actually get hold of it and they're able to ask the AFL a question.
Yes, and I've given the answer I'd give them.
Yeah. They must hold off until an investigation is completed.
As part of an investigation that's ongoing, the status of that drug is being resolved, and so my advice to that club would be to wait until the status is resolved before they did anything.
Yeah. There's a feeling that the AFL, I mean, as you said, Mick Malthouse gave you a belt, and the AFL has been quiet on this issue. You might want to debate that point with me that they've been quiet, but why has the AFL been so quiet on this? Why are you not necessarily running away from it, but it is your sport, this is your area. Why are you not sticking yourself right in the middle of it?
I don't think we can be any further in the middle of it. We're doing a joint investigation with ASADA. The reality is what people want is commentary, is every time there's a new press statement or a press or a report coming out or a piece of an alleged piece of information that may or may not be true. There's so many twists and turns in this.
But why is a question a piece of commentary? Why is putting a question forward and getting an answer like asking what is the AFL's position on AOD 9604? Why is that question commentary?
Because because it is, if it's a question or it's a commentary, there's been a variety of media reports whether they are questions or assertions about facts. Our consistent response is that we have to get to the bottom of what happened, and any commentary we make on questions or allegations would be premature. They would potentially jeopardise the investigation. They would potentially raise more questions than they can answer.
Yeah.
This continues to evolve, and we feel it is only appropriate to answer all questions at the end of the investigation to ensure natural justice for all the parties involved, and to ensure we get the right answers to this investigation, and not compromise it. And we hope that people would understand that.
Yeah, but wouldn't you agree that's great if the investigation was allowed to just run its own course? Mm-hmm. But you can't take back what Jobe Watson said. So Jobe Watson has made his statement. You're going to then have to deal with the statement that he's made. It's almost separate from the investigation.
No, I think it's part of it. No, I think we consistently view that is again one of the things that have pieces of information have come out, or commentary, or one of many during this course of this long, now nearly 6-month investigation.
Gillon, you keep using the word commentary. I've got to say, it just confuses me. If somebody puts a question to you about something and asks you, my question to you is this, and it is not commentary, is if Jobe Watson has made this statement, doesn't that need to be dealt with on its own, even separate from the investigation? If he has made this admission or he's raised concerns, or any way you want to look at it, don't we need to look at that on its own?
No, because there are a number of things that have raised concern, and that is one of many, and to deal with it in isolation would be preemptive. It would potentially jeopardise the broader investigation. It will be picked up as part of this investigation, and our responsibility, again, is to get natural justice for all the parties involved and to get the right answers. And if you dealt with something in isolation, you would jeopardise potentially both of those things. And
you were happy that Jobe Watson played last Thursday, and will play again?
Yes, because we have to find out the facts, and whether Jobe took them and whether AOD is illegal are part of those facts, and we are working to get to the bottom of it.
Wouldn't it scare a lot of people that the AFL doesn't know if AOD 9604 is actually okay or not?
I haven't made a commentary on that specifically. We're working to resolve that with ASADA and others, and all I'd say is it's nothing in this case is simple or as black and white as everyone would want it to be.
I know you don't speak for him, far from it. Chairman David Evans posted a video on the website, on the Bombers website, saying that even if the players had taken AOD 9604, it wouldn't have interrupted their performance at all. Does it not strike you as strange that he's okay to comment on certain parts about AOD 9604, but he can't comment on other parts of the investigation? Would he be better off just shutting up?
I can't speak for Essendon, and I know that they're under extraordinary pressure, Justin. But I think it does highlight the point that any time people try, respond or make commentary, it only raises further questions. And I think that's illustrative of the challenges of this, and why we are, steadfastly waiting to the outcome before we provide any real comment.
When's the last time you talked to ASADA about this?
About the investigation?
Yeah.
Probably yesterday.
Okay, and what is the nature of that? Is part of this, are you trying to light a fire under ASADA to get them put this out before the finals? No,
we've been very collegiate and working with ASADA as the junior partner. They're the lead investigator, but I think it's unprecedented the level of cooperation that's been shown, both from the AFL's perspective, and Essendon have completely opened up their club to this investigation. I think it's they need to be given a lot of credit for that. And the reality is that we've been working with ASADA, and there's been a lot of calls to expedite this and hurry this up and get it done. It amuses me slightly that now it's now being too fast. I mean, ASADA would not. They will finish the investigation.
Who has said it's too fast?
We don't. We would never be sort of. I don't even think we'd have the ability to influence and to get things completed ahead of time. The investigation.
Who's criticising it for being too fast?
There was some commentary in the last couple of days.
That dash commentary, hey? Be better off without it, wouldn't we?
I'm not saying that. I'm just talking about there's been a lot of discussion around this case, Justin, as you well know.
Is this, at the end of this, is it going to ruin careers?
I can't preempt where we end up. We'll wait for the report.